Morning. It's the 17th of January 2018 and today I thought I would talk about fasting. The reason being is that I'm about to do a 3-day fast. Last year I decided to begin doing a 3-day fast once a month, and it seems to work well with me. The reason I say it works well with me is because I noticed that at the end of a 3-day fast I seem to have like a skin eruption, whereby lots of stuff or lots of junk gets thrown up to the top of the surface of my skin to be thrown out. So I guess that must be good. I guess that must be a really good thing. And it's lessened off in time. In fact, the first time I did it, I had a wart that came out on my finger. Just there. It's just a very faint mark now, but it was huge. I thought, far out, where did that come from? Anyway, fasting is obviously a lot more in depth than just doing it for a 3-day fast once a month. I know lots of people do plenty of different types of fasting on the healing journey. Some that you might even find really quite weird. But that's for another talk. The fasting that I tend to do each day is a 16-hour fast, so I do a ratio of 16:8, which is 16 hours fasting, 8 hours where I'm allowed to eat food. When I was on a Gerson therapy, each day we did a 14-hour fast. I think 14 hours is the minimum that you can really get away with. I say minimum, everybody's different. Look for your own path. Be wise and go within. Follow your innate guidance system. But for me, I really feel strongly that the 16:8 is the best way to go. Sometimes obviously have a wobble, like last night I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning after having a cold sweat, had to change my clothes, came downstairs, made a cup of tulsi tea, and I don't know why, but I decided to have some toast, which is really unusual for me because I don't usually eat stuff like this, but that's what I did at 3 o'clock in the morning. Before getting read a story to help me get back to sleep by my very beautiful boyfriend. So fasting, 16:8 daily ratio, 3 days per month, nothing to eat. Yes, I'm having juices at the moment, but the general plan is to stop juices as well and just go for water and herbal teas eventually. In fact, this fast coming up, which I intend to start on the 20th, I want to just do the water and the herbals. The reason I haven't until now is because when you're used to having had a diet that consists of all sorts of crap that people think is normal food, which it isn't, it's pretend food because it has ingredients in it, and real food doesn't have ingredients in it, it's just real food. It takes time to transition to this way of living, and I was pretty healthy in the foods that I ate anyway, but I can imagine it must be harder for a lot of other people. So yeah, I'm going to do 3 days in a row on herbals and water and hope that I can stick to it. And following that, I plan to just eat in the rainbow and eat in the light for 1 month, just by eating fruits and things that have basically been above ground as much as possible. The fruits that have been above ground getting the majority of the sunshine. So that's my plan. And the reason why I think fasting is so beneficial to the human body is obviously I've read up on a lot of different things, and there's a lot of information out there if you want to look for it, but I'm also on the Cancer You Can Facebook page, which has really been very helpful for me, and so I should absolutely recommend that if you're healing from any form of illness, especially cancer, that you look for support from other people going through it, because they're really helpful to get to know, and it's interesting to know other people's past, and we're all different, so that's the thing. It's like what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for another. You've got to be aware of those things. and also beware of your beliefs. My gosh, that's the most important bit. It's setting your beliefs in a way that's going to help you to allow in greater healing. So, you know, the reason why I think that fasting is so beneficial if you do have cancer is because the cancer cells think or behave very differently to normal cells. So when you do a fast, normal cells just go into hibernation like little wild animals, and they go, oh, we're just going to have a little rest now. Whereas that's not what happens with cancer cells, because they're just very different. They're like just completely wild. They're like, yeah, woo, we don't know what we're doing. And so they kind of like perform a suicide, so to speak. And that's good. You're sort of encouraging them to do that. But with a lot of love and a lot of kindness, because obviously we are a community of cells. That's what Dr. Bruce Lipton says. And we should love ourselves back into alignment rather than scolding ourselves in any way. But yeah, it's good because it helps them to fall away in a gentle manner, and I'm all for gentleness. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much. Bye.